Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to Crash Landing episode 32, recorded on the 25th of January 2014. Tonight, as you may see on the screen, I am back to Elite Dangerous, and I have Alien with me. How are you today, Alien?
Oh, I'm okay. Not long woke up. Your Skype woke me up.
Sorry about that, I'm sorry. So,
No need to be sorry.
As I was just saying to Alien, it did occur to me that since I got the webcam, as much as everyone was requesting, I haven't actually shown the Oculus Rift or me looking like a complete idiot playing it, so I thought it was only apt that I do this. So I'm just going to get myself set up. You can see the camera wiggling all over the place, which is great. Commander Petrisk, how you doing? There we go, all set up. So I'm hoping it comes across on the stream okay. I suppose this is why everyone can see now how difficult it is to use a computer normally when you're using the Rift. You just can't really do it properly. It's a bit of a pain, but that's why we've got Alien here.
Yep. I've just had to log into Twitch.
Oh, yeah, to get the chat thing up on it. Yeah, I think we've got Commander Petrisk is online, so whoa! Oh my, this is an odd sensation. I've not done this for a while. Whoa! So busy playing other games. You know, I realised I was sat there on Kerbal Space Program the other day and realised I have put nearly as much time into that game as I have into Skyrim. 140 hours. It's insanity. Oh, I've lost that container. I can't see, the sun's in my eyes.
I would say hi to people in chat, but Twitch hasn't brought the chat up yet. It's still got the little circle thing going round.
We've got to love Twitch and its amazing chat functionality. Hopefully they will resolve that sometime. I did move over from Justin TV because, believe it or not, the system on there was even worse. It gave me even less functionality. But
yeah, Twitch is better when it works.
Definitely, yeah. There we go. So I imagine I look like a complete idiot with this on right now. Is that coming across in the stream now, Alien? Can you see me with the staring around gormless? I think this is the obligatory pose with the Rift is to look up at something with your mouth wide open, like, wow, man. You know, there's all these pictures you see of people doing that. Oh.
Yeah, what we see at the minute is your head and a big black square. You need to get those googly eyes.
Yeah, that would be great, having the little googly eyes on the front. I think that would work really well. So let's go in for the first kill. So I thought, as we all know, next week there's going to be, just a little update coming out for the alpha. So I thought I'd better get back into the thick of things and remind myself how to play this game. Not that I haven't been playing it off air, just I've been busy streaming Kerbal for everyone the last couple of weeks. So. Ooh. Plus, on the bright side, I have actually found button 32 on the X52 controller. Yay! So I can now actually use the default setup that Mike Evans did for us. So, and what it was, quite simply, was the default configuration of the X52 when you plug it into Windows. The particular button in use is used as a clutch button, and if you don't go and change the settings in Control Panel, it won't actually work like a standard button, which is a pain in the backside. So there is actually a thread on the forums where someone mentioned that. I'm afraid my name escapes me now, but thank you to whoever posted that thread up on there, because I wouldn't have thought of bothering to look in the Windows Control Panel for that. And I can't seem to shoot at all. Yes! There we go. There's the boost button. Whoa! Excellent. So the thing that's really odd. I suppose I should look around the room a little so people can see the comparison in my my head compared to the actual cockpit. And I picked the best scenario for this. This one's going to be the combat scenario, which is going to be coming in, isn't it? Typical.
And I've just logged out of Twitch.
Oh no!
Because believe it or not, that brings the chat up.
Oh dear God!
So I can see people talking in the chat now, but I'm sorry guys, I can't type into the chat to say hi to you because it then just prompts me to log in. And if I log in, it just brings up the spinning circle thing.
God! Oh, it's such a pain. Whoops! We're getting some shields down, taking some damage there.
And I think it's more important I see that people are asking questions than actually be able to type in and say hi.
Yeah, exactly. You can always repeat them back to me and I'll try to answer them. Whoa. So I did see, we've seen a couple of snippets of the next phase, haven't we? The alpha multiplayer phase. We've seen a little bit of video footage now from the Dev Diary 10, in case anyone's missed that, and a couple of images.
Yes, Dev Diary 10, blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, but it does look like it's being held in a different system, doesn't it? Which is interesting. There's a different star and a different asteroid field. If it is possible to tell the difference between asteroid fields, but definitely look different. The background didn't have the green nebula that we're used to. That's just displaying on the screen now, actually.
I don't think David's talked so fast in all his life. Hello and welcome to Dev Diary 10.
Yeah, you're going to get multiplayer in the alpha. There we go. Great. Bye. Well, to be fair, that's all he needed to say, wasn't it? Because at that point, I just kind of exploded with excitement. But, I have mentioned it before.
To development, Everfolds, David's got a career in doing those disclaimers on the legal adverts.
Oh yeah.
Costs may go up as well as down. Your house could be insured. Could be at risk and blah blah blah. I jest.
Yeah.
All respect to David Braben.
Oh come on! I'm caught in a spiral. You come on, Mister.
Ah yes, Petrisk. Someone gifted the upgrade to you. Yes.
Oh wow! Excellent. So Petrisk is in the alpha then.
Yes.
Oh, awesome news. Brilliant. My word. I tell you what, I have been playing Elite for a while, but I've not been using it with the Rift for a little while. He's flying into the sun, you little... Come on. Oh, dear.
And while Petrus may not know who it is, I don't know who it is either,
No.
Petrus, but I can take a very good guess at who it is.
That is the nice thing about the community.
And
actually.
I'm not going any further into that. I'm
No.
going to play the diplomatic card, which probably won't be the first time tonight I play the diplomatic card.
Whoa. So hopefully, with the webcam up now, people can see the sort of frantic scanning around that you do. Doesn't make my neck hurt as much as I thought though.
Greetings, Mozzie Sid, another alpha player.
Hey, excellent. Glad to have you aboard, Commander.
He says he's having trouble setting the keyboard and mouse though.
Oh, what, for the alpha?
I assume so.
Right.
His comment says, got alpha today, trouble setting keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, it's it works. It definitely works, but it doesn't feel like it's the best way to play. Kind of like the happy medium that I've had so far is using the Xbox controller or similar sort of joystick joypad. That works quite well. Having the stick is nice. It's really immersive, but it does take a bit of work though. It is genuinely like flying the damn thing. Yes.
Petrus asks, are you using Hotask now? I think I can field this one. Petrus, Kerrash is using the Oculus Rift. Hotask is slightly different. I don't think the X52 is a Hotask, is it, Kerrash?
Yep, it is. There's not.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just shut up.
Yeah, so anything hottest. I mean, well, there is one called. Is it the Warthog hottest?
The
I think it's called.
Warthog.
Yeah.
Psycho Cow's got the Warthog.
Yeah. So they've literally just used the acronym in the name of that particular control. So HOTAS stands for hands on throttle and stick, and that's exactly what any one of these controllers are, where you have two discrete modules to it. So you have the throttle on your left and the stick on your right usually, and
Oh right, I didn't know that.
yeah. That's I didn't know that myself.
Psycho Cow was telling the truth when he said hot ass. No, I'm kidding. Of course, he didn't really mean that.
Well, that would be Psycho K, wouldn't it? Yes.
Gonna have to get Psycho Cow on next week.
I think that would be great fun. Actually, I think we're gonna have to see if we can get him on. And I cannot see the button to start the scenario. Where is it gone?
So,
There we go.
Kerrash, with
Yep.
the Oculus Rift on, how
Mhm.
do you manage with the keyboard?
I kind of know where things are because I spend most of my day touch typing at work. So I'm cheating by experience.
Okay, so let's say someone with the Oculus Rift touch type, how would they manage with the keyboard?
Yeah, that would it's very difficult. You kind of, I mean, with something like a game where you got like the WAS controls. If I've put my hand straight on WASD at the moment. I don't know if my
That's the WASD keys.
yeah, WASD. So I've actually, well, they're bound to the controls as well, so my throttle goes up and down and everything. I'm actually put my hand straight on that right now because I know where they are. I just got so used to playing with those. It's just, intuitive. I just grab them. It's just be, isn't it? But yeah, it's not easy. I must admit, it's not easy when you put this thing on. You are effectively blind to the world. You don't know what it is. I mean, to be fair though, I mean, you can kind of look down your nose a little bit. I mean, I can see you guys. Hey, if I look up like that, and you can look down the bridge of your nose, sort of thing. So you get a little bit of control. But usually you have to do something like this: lift it up, type, and then put it back on, which is a bit of a pain, but it's the only real way you can do it at the moment. So
let's say you haven't got a headset mic and you want to play Elite Dangerous with the Oculus Rift on. You're gonna have a hard time chatting to people.
yeah, this is the problem with it. Actually, is obviously I've got the headset is over the top of it. I mean, you can comfortably get a headset over the top of the Velcro straps and everything like that. So, but you kind of have to put the Rift on first, and then your headset on, and you're kind of jumbling the cables and whatnot. Now, no, they have been working on a consumer version without the obligatory cable here, which I'm dangling around. So that is coming. They are making a wireless version as well. We don't know when exactly, but yeah, it is a bit of a jumble. It does take a bit of getting used to, but I think it's worth it for what the extra kind of the immersion you get, which is really something else. And on the subject, you did see the new one, the Crystal Cove prototype they put out, didn't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen that one? Oh, that's really good actually. I mean, that's kind of bittersweet when I saw it actually. Is they've managed to get the positional tracking working in, which is like the translation back and forth and side to side movement. They've got that in there, but the only way they could reliably do it was to set up they give it a little mini camera, like a webcam type thing, and it tracks some little infrared dots on the front of the headset around this sort of area. But it's, like I said, it's a bit bittersweet. It's like, I'm glad they've got it in there. I'm glad they've got the extra immersion. It was something I was looking forward to. But at the same time, I'm a bit annoyed because it means I'm going to have to buy a new one.
You'd have bought the consumer version anyway.
That may be true, but well, I suppose now it just means I've got a good excuse. But no, it does look really good actually. It does really help, because it is surprising. Like at the moment, if I'm leaning side to side like this, it does make you feel a little bit nauseous because my virtual head is not moving in line with my my actual head, so it does make you feel a little bit queasy. But Yeah, so that positional tracking is going to make a huge difference. I'm hoping they can get that in time for Elite. I mean, I imagine, you know, quite frankly, boom, he's down. They're probably going to bring out incremental patches and everything for Elite anyway, so any sort of extra support they add in, they can probably, you know, support the Rift 2.0 and whatever else comes out.
Greetings, Fiery Toad!
Ah, greetings, Commander! Oh, whoa, I'm getting shot at here. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just wish I had the chance to play that. Is it EVR, the Eve-based space flight simulator? Have you seen that one? What have they called it now? Do they still call it EVR? Was it Valkyrie or something they were going to call it?
I don't know, I'm not into Eve.
Well, the only reason I found out about it is because there was the guys who
I've
make
heard
it.
about it.
Yeah, they put together a bit of a little Rift demo, and it's become a bit of a whoa, like a full game almost. I think they're trying to make something out of it. So it does look pretty good. I mean, I wish I had it to do a comparison because it's the closest thing to this that I've seen so far.
Fiery Toad bit the bullet and bought the Alpha.
Yay! Welcome aboard, Commander.
I'm going to be the only one here without the Alpha.
Okay, we can get you in somehow, one way or another.
It's all right. I can wait till the beta. It's not a problem.
It shouldn't be much longer now, should it? Really. Problem number 7 with the Rift. How on earth do I drink this?
Straw?
That works. That works. I'm okay with the bottle. When I move on to the can of beer, I'm going to be screwed. But
Can of beer, straw?
well, yeah, that'll work. So, whoa, incoming missile. One of the things I was going to say in the last episode, I forgot to say actually, was I've had all of my dev tickets have now come back with a resolved status on. Yay!
Yay!
So that means all of the silly little niggly things, including my random bobblehead not working and all that. Ooh, that asteroid just saved me from the missile there. Yeah, all the silly little random things that I raised have all been resolved. The main one being, for me, which is going to make me feel a lot less queasy playing this, is the shadowing in Rift mode has been resolved. So that's going to make my life a lot easier. And I mean, for you guys at the moment, you're watching me play this, and you're talking about, you're probably seeing it and thinking, well, the shadows look fine. But trust me, when you've got your left and your right eye arguing over what the shadows look like, it does feel very weird. Whoa, scrape. Oh dear. Oh, they buff out. Don't worry. Oh dear. Yep. That's why they call me Kerrash.
Question from Petrisk.
Oh, yes.
How do you think multiplayer will work? It seems that they will have scenarios to play out as here.
Yeah. I assume there's going to be a couple of things like that warming us up. Maybe there might be a few one-on-one things to get you started, and then maybe it'll, you know, warm up to like all-out war sort of scenarios. I've lost him. Where's my scanner? There he is. Yeah, so I imagine they're going to have a couple of scenarios added on to the what we've already got. I don't see them kind of removing any functionality that we've currently got. It doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, I'd still want to be able to go and play these particular scenarios to carry on practicing and whatnot offline. But yeah, I kind of see the same sort of thing. We're going to have a couple of ramp-up scenarios. It definitely looks like they're going to be in a new environment. So we've seen that from the devs already.
Michael's peak of the week this week was a yellow sort of sun system.
Yeah.
Everything was yellow.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I can't remember the exact comment Michael gave. It was something about the place for the multiplayer battles. Isn't it a nice warm place to be?
Yeah, so maybe there's a couple of stars there. Maybe it's a binary system we couldn't see at all. I speculate wildly, of course.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we've got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Yep, there we go. That's alright. Sorry. I was just, No, we still have a problem. Oh no, oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! Commander Phoenix has joined us. He's a marked man. He says Lave Radio's Commander Barndor Stroud keeps threatening to shoot him down.
Oh
Those
dear.
are his words, Mr. Alan Stroud, not mine. Those are his words.
Oh dear. Yeah, so we're gonna. I imagine we're gonna see a
Pedaling
few.
furiously.
For some reason I've lost all control of this. Now I'm gonna have to restart.
Yes, I am the kid that goes, "It wasn't me, it was him."
Oh, so that's one thing I hope they do tweak. Actually, is the little video we see now of the Sidewinder when it's loading. Is fine on a single screen, but on the Rift it feels like it's like smacking you in the face.
They haven't given any word yet as to when you'll be able to fly other ships.
Yeah, good point actually. And we don't know which other ships they, whether they're going to let us have any others. I mean, I'd like to try a few others just to kind of be able to make the comparison, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to spoil it for myself. I want the satisfaction of working up to one of those bigger ships. But
Mozzie Sid says had a big surprise yesterday. Found out my cousin works for Frontier.
How could you not know?
Yeah, how could you not know?
Oh dear, dear, dear.
But we are talking cousins. You don't keep up with cousins the same way you might do with your brother.
Wow, no, that is true. Yeah. We'll let you off as long as you get us, a free pass.
So Mozzie said, what you should do is talk to your cousin and get a tour of Frontier and have on you a little spy camera. No, I'm joking about the spy camera, but seriously, get your cousin to get you a tour of Frontier.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He might be able to do it without risking his job.
Well, on the subject, actually, I am thinking for my birthday that I want to pop over. A couple of places I'd like to go. Actually, Bletchley Park would be one of those. I've always wanted to go visit there, but also
apparently it's falling down.
Yeah.
I'd go visit it before they knock it all down and rebuild it.
Yeah, I better go and have a look. But the other place I was thinking of, I would like to go to the Computer History Museum, which is in Cambridge. So whilst in the area, I might as well.
It's a history museum.
Yeah, apparently there is. Yeah. So.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is it free to go in?
I don't know, actually. I don't know, but I will have to have a look at it, and if I can get there for my birthday, it'd be nice. Whoa, we got a missile. Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I lost it. No, it's still coming. Where is it gone? There, it's gone. There we go. Sorry about that.
Because you go in the Science Museum in London, and in there they've got a big hall that's got Stephenson's rocket. Apparently it is Stephenson's rocket.
Oh, the
It's
original
not
one.
a replica.
Oh, wow.
And they've got like a big plane hanging up, and they've got all sorts of stuff. And then over in the corner they've got big, huge cabinets that pretty much cover a whole wall. And they've got inventions, and like the left side of it is the earliest inventions, and then as you look right, it goes through the years.
Oh, cool.
And they've got the first Mac, the first Apple Mac there.
Oh, wow.
The first Sinclair.
Oh,
ZX Spectrum there. And
Oh,
they've got things from my childhood, basically.
brilliant. I'd love to see that. That's why I'm kind of thinking the Computer History Museum. I'd like to try that one out, because I think they've on the 1st and 2nd of March actually. There's a Sinclair event they're doing. They're getting all the old Sinclair systems out, which would be good fun. But yeah, but I thought as it's up in Cambridge and I'd be in the area, I might also take a quick detour and go stand outside a certain office building and might be able to meet someone, if they happen to be there.
Stand outside a certain office building in the rain with a big square of cardboard with it written on black marker on it. Software developer looking for job. Will work for peanuts.
Oh, cookies. We'll work for cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah.
We'll code for cookies.
Oh dear. Yes, I'll definitely have to try and take a detour there.
Petrus says David looked really pale in the dev diary. I hope he gets good sleep this weekend. I'm sure David's fine. He's probably better off than most of us.
Yeah.
He deserves it for the work he's done over the last 40 odd years.
Absolutely, yeah. Ooh, we got a sneak on this one, haven't we? Where is my silent running mode?
Mozzie Sid says, yeah, I'm guessing you won't be able to tell me anything anyway. He's referring to his cousin.
Oh, yeah. NDAs and all that. Damn them. Whoa, there's an asteroid there. My word, that is big.
Yeah. Alpha players may not be subject to an NDA, but I'll guarantee you Frontier employees are.
Oh, yeah. I know I should be concentrating on what I'm doing at the moment, but I just, whoa. This asteroid's really close. And I completely cannot find that key. Where is it? There we go. Turn the headlights on. There we go. See, I say I can touch type, but I completely lost the stick then. Wow, that is really cool. I haven't actually sat and played with this with the Rift on for a while. As much as this is a really, really cool thing, it kind of after using it day in, day out for a while, you just need to take a rest sometimes. My word, it does take quite a bit more effort than the average gaming. You know, I could normally sit here for hours on end playing games, but with this on, it really is like it's hard work.
When they bring in the avatars into Elite Dangerous, I want to be able to dress my avatar in a black jacket, white shirt, black tie, black Ray-Ban sunglasses, and a black hat, so I can sit in the ship and go, it's 8 PM, we've got a full tank of gas, it's dark, we're wearing sunglasses, hit it.
Oh, absolutely, that'd be great. I hope they do.
Lots of space in this asteroid field. Cobras are in this year. That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to actually is the customization of things you can do in the game. It's going to allow some great things like that. And I wonder if they do things like like certain timed events and stuff like Easter and stuff, whether they'll put in some extra, not necessarily DLC, but like silly little costumes and stuff you could buy. I think it'd be good fun. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, definitely. This asteroid is big. Whoa. Where are those? Oh, I'm within shooting range of the Cobra. Ah!
Even though I'm not in the alpha, I can't wait to see the update to see how they've rebalanced the combat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because
I know they'll have rebalanced it by the time they bring an update out.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. But I know that there's been a few comments about the way that the AI works and everything, and I think they've taken all of those things on board, and they've been looking at how we've been playing around, and they've probably tweaked all of the AI so that it works in a much more realistic manner. Now, one thing I'm really looking forward to trying out is seeing what the difference is between an AI character and a human character, actually, to see first of all whether you can spot the difference, and if you can, see which one's better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting comparison to make, I think. Whoops.
Greetings, Ken Payton. Greetings to everyone else whose name I'm missing, by the way. But Ken Payton has commented, the game that CCP are making for the Rift is called Eve Valkyrie.
Ah, I thought they changed the name of it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Incoming missile. Ah! Where is it coming from? Whoa, there it is. Okay. He spotted me again. Damn, 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 damn.
I'll go back to a comment I missed from Karakino.
Oh,
Greetings,
okay.
Karakino, by the way. Do you guys think Frontier is still on schedule or a little late with Elite Dangerous?
Good question. They've kind of been changing things a little bit. I'd say they could still deliver on time, but I think they ultimately will make the decision that if they can improve things by delaying it, I think they will, and I think that's the best way to be. David's already said a few times that he wants to get it right, not to rush it out the door, and I think that's the right way to be about things like this. It's
Yeah.
as much as whoa, that was close. My God. Yeah, as much as people want it as soon as possible and everything like that, no, you have to kind of take an objective stance on things like this and kind of say, yeah, let's just hold our horses, let's get everything working nicely, and then we will bring it out the door, sort of thing. You know what I mean? I've completely lost where I was and what I was doing because I was just panicking to run away from that thing. Then. Oh dear. Breathe, Crash, breathe.
Fiery Toad says, with my flying skill, I think I'll be toast in 30 seconds. I think that will apply to a lot of people, Fiery Toad.
Yeah, don't worry. I think I'm going to go that way. That's why I'm probably not going to play a lot of Iron Man mode because I will be restarting the first 10 minutes over and over again. I'll definitely give it a try. I want to see the difference, and I'm probably going to be streaming that for people if people want to see the difference between hard mode, Iron Man mode, and regular mode. I will be.
If I do play Iron Man mode, it will have been after I've pretty much gotten used to playing the game.
Yeah,
before.
absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not going to jump straight into Iron Man mode the moment I get it.
No, and I think that makes a lot of sense actually. Is kind of get used to it first before you jump in the deep end, so to speak. There we go. Okay, I have lost these people. I could really do with a system map right now. Never mind. I guess I'll have to restart the scenario. In the meantime, I just have a leisurely cruise through this asteroid field.
Kim Payton says his X52 Pro came this week, so he's set up for when the beta comes out.
Excellent. It's definitely well
Kim
worth
Payton,
money.
have you not got the alpha? Everyone else has got the alpha. I joke about that, but that's pretty much the way it seems. I haven't got the alpha, and everyone else has got the alpha.
Oh no, it's frustrating, isn't it? Actually, I can have a look around the cockpit for a little while. See, sooner or later I'll be able to open that airlock and go out of here. Excellent. Right, I think actually, unfortunately, oh my word, I'm gonna have to take the rift off for a few minutes. I'm starting to get very sweaty in there.
Yeah, you don't want to get sweaty in that cockpit.
No, there's not a lot of space to do that, is there really?
Petrus is commenting that he thinks they might do a full release of Elite Dangerous on the anniversary of the original Elite, which is September, Mozzie said.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Mozzie said's commenting, when's the anniversary? It's September, Mozzie said.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say that they may do that, and I think that's a reasonable guess. I mean, I don't know, because of course they've not said yet when we're going to see these expansion packs and the planetary landings and EVA mod extensions and all that sort of stuff. So they haven't really given us any information about when that's going to happen. So
I don't think they planned it this way.
no.
The full release on September 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's the way it's worked out, and it
Yeah.
just happens to be convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's. I think that would be a good guess. Actually, I think we'll see the initial initial version has been planned. I think we'll see that on time. Around about March has been agreed, but I think we're going to see various bits and pieces of the game are going to be released over the following months like that. So yeah, so around about September we could see the full package, so to speak. That would be really cool.
If you haven't done it already, Kerrash, can you adjust the resolution, please?
Ooh. Yes, I can see it's flickering in the top corner there. So there's a problem with the Rift on. Couldn't see that at all. See if I can get that zoomed out. There we go. Excellent. There we go. That should be rendering properly for everyone now. Yeah, it is a bit of a pain.
Mozzie said, I think you're a bit optimistic there. I don't think we'll get planetary landings in September.
Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me actually. Can you remember which expansion they said they wanted to do first? Was it EVA?
I don't think they've come down and said we'll do this one first and this one second. I don't think they've come down that specific. I think they said the first two will probably be planetary landings and EVA.
Yeah.
I don't think they've come down specifically and said this one will be first, this one will be second.
Right. Okay. I think
I could be wrong because I don't know everything.
No, I don't know. I don't know myself actually. There's something in the back of my mind telling me that they were going to do EVA first, because I got this niggling because planetary landing was one thing that I really would have liked to have seen, and I just got this feeling that it's not going to be in there. No. What have I done with that? My buttons are screwed. Hang on, let me find my buttons.
Sid asks what
yeah.
EVA is. EVA is extravehicular activity.
Yeah.
You're an avatar, you get out your ship and you walk around, is what we're talking about. Also extend that to if your ship blows up, you get ejected into space with a REM lock on.
Yeah. I have lost. Yes, my controls are completely.
I think I'm going to I'm going to disagree with you here slightly, Kerrash, because I think they'll do planetary landing first.
You think?
Because what is the point of having the EVA module without the planet to walk around on?
Well, I mean, what I was thinking was, getting out inside your ship. I mean, larger ships that there's going to be more to do in, and getting out inside the space stations. Now, generating the environments inside the space stations is going to be easier than generating the entire planet and giving you something, useful to look around in. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that would make sense to me. Would be, they could do that now with what we've got. Because we've got the interiors of the ships built. We've got I think we've seen some. No, maybe only concept art of the space stations, but definitely building those interiors is going to be a lot easier than getting the whole generated cityscape and landscapes and everything built. So that's kind of my thinking there.
Right.
So I think, and it would definitely be a lot easier to do that sort of thing. I mean, first person walking around and everything's pretty straightforward these days. Everyone's done it to one degree or another. So. But who am I? I am just wildly speculating, but it would make sense to me. Whoops. Oh dear.
We're all wildly speculating because Frontier aren't coming out and giving us specific details, which is right. They shouldn't be coming out and giving us specific details because then they'll be committing themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't expect them to do anything like that at the moment because... it would just be setting an unrealistic expectation for everyone. If they did find that there was something they didn't like about the way the EVA worked or something, then it's best for them to just not say anything and give themselves the time to go away and fix it. Before they say, oh, we're going to release it at X time. It's like, no, we're going to work on it, and when we feel we're comfortable, we know exactly how we want to do it, and and what we're going to do and everything. Then they can make a better estimate of exactly how long that's going to take, and then they can tell us when we'd hope to see that. Ooh, right, let's get the heck out of Dodge. Woo! So yeah, there was more expansions planned, weren't there, than that? I can't remember. What was the
Oh yeah, we're not just talking the two expansions of Planetary Landing and EVA. We are talking more and more and more expansions. It's just that the two everyone's talking about is the Planetary Landings and the EVA.
Yeah, yeah, that's the two key ones. I think everyone's aware that are coming, are planned. They do want to do that. I don't know exactly what other extensions they could do for the game, to be honest, beyond that.
Well, Michael did say from the Kickstarter, I don't think he said it that often, but I remember him saying all the way back in the Kickstarter that they would expand the universe out bit by bit.
Okay.
So at first they'll restrict how far you can go by simply making some planets unjumpable.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
And then they'll expand that out a bit further, and then a bit further, and then a bit further, and eventually we'll run into other aliens, like the Thargoids will be out there somewhere.
Yay! Excellent.
But at first we won't be able to find them, because we simply won't be able to get that far.
Okay, cool.
But as they expand the galaxy out further and further and further, you'll eventually come across other
races
species.
and whatnot, so... Interesting stuff. Yeah, that seems to make sense, actually.
And someone is bound to ask, now I've said that, someone is bound to ask, well, if the whole thing's procedurally generated, why can't they just open the whole galaxy out in one go? Well, they have to make alterations.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Michael said a few months ago that they've already made 110,000 alterations.
Yeah, manual adjustments based on the procedural generation. So yeah, definitely. And it kind of
as they expand it out, they've got to make more and more adjustments.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's going to be the thing that's going to take time is manually going in and tweaking things like that. That anything which requires the human touch is going to be tricky to estimate how long that's going to take to sort out. But yeah. I suppose that makes sense. I mean, that would kind of feed into that whole idea of, your ships can only take a certain number of jumps before they're irreparably damaged, and you need to get them repaired at a station which can service your ship and everything. So yeah, that kind of fits into that what we've seen. And when you look back at it, honestly, the prequel like Frontier Elite 2, you couldn't ever get to all of the systems that were listed on there. It was impossible, really, without cheating. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've got to a few. I think in some of the earlier streams I got to, was it Beetlejuice and Rigel and some of the other well-known supergiant stars that were manually added in. But yeah, I mean, that would kind of fit with that idea that, for those future expansions when they arrive. I'm committing now. when we see those future expansions, then it would kind of make sense that there's some sort of excuse can be brought in there. I say excuse in the loosest sense of the term there, but something which is like, hyperspace range has been improved because of the ability for self-repairing ships, which give you longer range and blah blah blah, and something like that can be worked into the storyline. And I'd like to see those things. I mean, when you look at other games, I mean, I keep making comparisons with World of Warcraft.
You now have the new jump drive Mark 7.
Exactly. And you see things like that in, like I was saying, in World of Warcraft, that sort of game where suddenly a new area is opened up and accessible to players. It wasn't there before because of some event which changed the landscape and whatnot. And the equivalent thing in Elite is going to be new technology becoming available, which allows things like this. Which is why we've got these fast jumps, which allow us to have a more involved multiplayer experience, that sort of thing. So there's definitely going to be these new technologies that pop in, which are going to allow us to do things that we can't do. And I think that's going to be the first explanation for planetary landings. There's going to be that. Now we've got atmospheric shielding, can cope with the rigorous acceleration that modern ships are capable of, and that sort of thing. We're going to see some sort of excuse like that cop up, which is going to allow us to have it fit in with the way the game works, and give us what we want in terms of the expansion. So that's going to be great when we've got all those missions and everything available to us. I'm making a run. I'm making a missile run. Oh dear. Oh, shields are failing.
So a quick thank you to Fiery Toad and Petrisk on the chat, who have helped me out a bit there with Mozzie Sid, who asked if you paid over £80 you got all the expansions for free, and they told Mozzie Sid that yes, that is correct.
Yeah, and that was one of probably the sweet spot in the Kickstarter, wasn't it? That one was the.
I think the way that came about is someone asked that on the Kickstarter, and Frontier, I can't remember who it was, Michael or David, sort of just went and then someone pushed it, and then other people went, oh well, yeah, hang on a minute, and other people started pushing it, and then they had to cave in and go, yeah, if you pay over this much you'll get all the expansions for free. I don't think Frontier wanted to do that. I just think they got pushed into it.
Yeah, but it's. I think it was a good thing. It was, because I mean, a lot of things with these Kickstarters, it's having a lot of smaller pledges rather than having a few large pledges, which is what wins these Kickstarters. Is sorry, concentration. See, I really cannot do two things at once. But yeah, having lots and lots of little pledges does a lot more for your campaign than having a few large pledges go on in there. So I think they did the right thing with it. They kind of they put that sweet spot reward up there, which everyone wanted. So I think we had a lot of people go in at that level actually. I mean, when I saw that level, I was like, oh yeah, heck yeah, that's a one I want sort of thing, and then I started reading down the list and I couldn't help myself when I saw the other ones.
I was already at Founders level when they announced that. I was like, okay, thank you.
Do you know what, I kind of read the description of the DDF and I kind of thought, that sounds like we might be able to do some really cool things, and I was already at the level, and then the video came out when he explained, like, with the DDF, he wants to get them involved and have. Yeah, I hate the comment where he says, like, the godlike powers comment, which everyone said about.
Yeah, that did a bit of damage, I think.
Yeah, and still has not been fully explained, but it kind of.
Founders level hasn't been fully explained.
No, I think there's still a lot of ambiguity in a few of the rewards, but yeah, I kind of got that impression from the description of the DDF even before the videos come out that it was going to be a lot more involved than just kind of like having a few polls and answering a few questions and coming up with a few ideas and all that. I thought there was going to be more to it, and that was just kind of the confirmation. I was like, yes, brilliant. We're going to be able to carry on being involved with the game after release and everything, and that was the key thing, which I think sold it to people that hadn't already made the jump to DDF, was that being able to stay involved. I mean, much like what was it, CCCP or whoever the guys who make Eve on. One of the reasons why that's worked well with the community is they've got that. Is it that council that they run, the player council or something?
You're asking someone who's never played.
Oh,
Eve.
sorry. Well, I've not really played Eve myself, but I'm pretty sure they've got like a community council where a few select players can get involved and give feedback to them. Which I think is a really nice touch. It really does kind of, get the community more involved with the game rather than it being behind closed doors and them having to, try and piece by piece get feedback. They've got like representatives for the community, which works really well. So, and I think that's kind of how I feel the DDF will go into after release. We got that kind of, we can be the voice of the community, so to speak, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, and if nothing else, it kind of helps Frontier out, because we can direct hit with the sneeze cannon. Oi! Yeah, we can kind of like gather up all those questions and get those answers off the community and put it all together, so Frontier don't have to trawl through acres and acres of forums like they're doing now. I think that's going to be The nice thing now. Oh, there's the hyperspace portal. Come on. Oh, shield malfunction. Damn it. I hate that. You see that? You just get the little kind of like that, and the little indicator flashes white and red for a few seconds. And you're like, oh, whap, you know, it just basically pauses the shield regeneration for a few seconds. It's not a good thing when you got a Cobra bearing down on you, and only a few seconds to recharge. Come on.
Yes, Fiery Toad, we call it the sneeze cannon now because I think it sounds like sneezing.
Ah, couldn't quite sneeze.
And I so hope that nickname for it catches on.
Yeah, I think it'll stick. It really does feel like that, though. It's kind of like you charge it. Achoo! Oh,
I'm not even
oh,
going to charge royalties on the idea, to be honest with you.
Sneeze
Not
cannon.
that I would.
TM.
Not that I would.
Hey. Come on.
I just love the name Sneeze Cannon to catch on as a nickname for it.
I'm just hoping Frontier have heard that and they go away and they change the hue from being a light blue to kind of a light green. That'd be
like
excellent.
I said in the previous stream, I hope it leaves like a blob on the
like green radioactive blob on there. Yeah, excellent. Achoo! There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. Achoo! Oh, he's got his. Oh, damn. He's got his shields back up, and I'm. Oh, dear. Not a good start to this scenario. Damn. Let's put all our energy back into the system, see if we can get our shields back up. See, I'm still trying to find an effective way of kind of getting away in this situation. The AI does seem to just stalk you, just hounds you too well. It just keeps you in the sights all the time. There we go, another incoming missile.
Yeah, but you want the AI to be hard. You don't want them to be easy to beat.
Oh, I got it. There we go. Shot the missile. But yeah, no, I do. I would prefer the AI to be more difficult than not, but I wish I could find a tactic which actually was effective in that situation. You know, when they're no. There.
So now you've just given me a thought. Just given me a thought. I hope, as once the game's released and Frontier keep supporting it, I hope that when people find a tactic to defeat whatever ship, Frontier come along and go go tweaky, and you can't use that tactic anymore.
Keep gradually updating the game and there to keep it fresh.
Just keep people on their toes.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
That people can't post on websites. Well, if you want to defeat the Sidewinder, this is what you do. If you want to defeat a Cobra, this is what you do. If you want to defeat the Anaconda, this is what you do.
I could very much see them doing that, and given the structure of the game files that I've seen, it would make sense that they've got the mechanism there to do it. Let's put it that way. I've seen it. Oh shoot! I've seen the way the files are structured, and you know, it's not like most games where it's relatively straightforward to pop out a texture and replace it, or a sound file or something like that. The way they've actually built the Cobra engine is even things like finite state machine of like AI logic and weapons logic and things like that. Tiny little control functions are all individual. Not so much files, but like fragments that can be moved out and in and swapped and everything like that. So they're kind of like mini DLLs in effect, you know. So at any time they could just kind of drop in and change the way the railgun works, for example. They could tweak it quite easily, you know, one little system at a time. And it's a fantastic way of working because it means that and I got blown up because I was blathering away. Yeah, it's fantastic because it means you can individually unit test those things from a development point of view. You can go away and test that particular component in isolation, tweak it. Once you're happy with the railgun, for example, because I know they said they were going to change it from a at the moment. Didn't they say it is an instant hit? Yeah, I think they said it was like an instant hit weapon at the moment.
Right.
So it's like it literally when you fire it up and you hit it, it's kind of like does like a ray trace from you to the target, and it's like bang, a hit. But I think Mike Evans has actually stated a couple of times that they are looking at changing that to like an extremely high velocity projectile. So it will travel over that 3 kilometer distance, before it hits the target. So will that fundamentally change the way you do it? There is still more of a chance of dodging that railgun slug then, effectively.
As long as they stick to my number one rule is that the MP can't do anything you can't do.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's a...
Because I think there's no greater crime in a game where the NPCs say know where you are when you can't physically know where they are.
Yeah.
Can't possibly know where they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they can know where you are. That's just not acceptable.
Yeah, and you know what it is? I mean, I kind of feel from them this way. I understand where you're coming from, and I do agree. It really breaks the immersion. It's bloody annoying. I mean, I've played a lot of games. I mean, particularly like some of the old Quake bots and things like that. They were like, you put them on the hardest skill level, they were essentially flawless. You could not beat them at all because they're just mathematically calculating your velocity, the velocity of their gun, and shooting exactly in front of you where they need to shoot you, so that they can hit you in midair, for example. And it's all just vectors in mathematics at the end of the day. So it's that's why they're all so good at it, because they can just point and shoot and be done with you, sort of thing. But it is fundamentally very, very difficult to set up something which is fallible and realistically fallible. You can make bots which appear stupid and they just miss you all the time because you put a random element in there and stuff like that. But having something which is like a fundamentally fallible AI, something which can break and look like it's it's like like it's getting frustrated with itself and not being able to target you and whatnot. That is a very, very difficult thing to program correctly. But I think what they've done already, I mean, the one mission I've seen with the most realistic estimation of that is the which mission is it? The mission with the Cobra. Is it Predator and Prey on here, where you've got that kind of, you run and hide, go into the my mind's gone completely blank. When you go into you turn the cooling off and everything off, silent running mode, and that particular situation there, where when the Cobra loses sight of you and you hide behind an asteroid, I think that's really realistic. I think that works really, really well. That that Cobra isn't magically keeping track of you because you're within a 3 kilometer radius, and hey, it's got a handle on you, and that's it. Tough. The AI is tracking you. I think that's the closest we've seen to what you're saying so far.
Yeah, Petrisk is asking me, what do I say about NPCs that won't be able to fly with the flight assist off? I'm okay with that, Petrisk, because that is something we can do. We can fly around all without with the flight assist on all the time if we wanted to.
Yeah.
If we only had the option of flying with flight assist off, in other words, we couldn't fly with it on, but the NPCs could fly around with flight assist on, then I would have a problem with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, like you said, I mean, the key thing is to make sure that they can do everything you can do and nothing more, nothing less, sort of thing. You know what I mean? There's going to be a couple of cases where some AI are going to be a little bit more simplistic. They're going to be weaker foes, so to speak. So you can very well imagine them being not be able to fly particularly well, hitting some of the asteroids more often, that sort of thing. But then, like I said, that's a question of getting that balance right between making it realistically fallible and, like kind of balancing that skill level. Do you know what I mean? If every single AI you bump into is going to be like absolutely perfect, it's going to be just as worse as every single AI being unbelievably stupid and just crashing into things unrealistically. If you can chase an AI and pressure them into making a mistake, crashing into an asteroid, for example, then that's going to be much more believable than having one which is just blindly stupid and just bumping into things. You know what I mean?
Well, we've already seen AI crash into an asteroid in the alpha.
Yep, yeah, I've seen them do it a few times in there. It does tend to be when they're kind of panicking and trying to get away from you. I've not seen it in any other situation. Now, whether or not that's intended or whether it's just a happy coincidence based on how they're programmed at the moment, I don't know for sure. But no, they definitely do seem to make mistakes. They're not completely perfect. You know, they don't manage to totally avoid you when they're trying to get away from you, and they don't manage to avoid other obstacles when they're trying to get away from you. So they definitely seem to be pretty well laid out currently, and it's only going to improve over time. That's for sure. And hopefully the feedback that we've given from Alpha, Frontier have been able to go away and tweak them and improve their behavior models. Boom.
Boom.
Wee.
Big
Wee.
big bada boom.
Big bada boom. Ah, excellent film. See, that's why I'm kind of so. I'm so eager to see the planetary landing things. The way I see that working is you're going to have these huge built-up cities with little interplanetary shuttle-like things flying between the buildings and whatnot, picking passengers up and taking them up to the space station in orbit and things like that. You know, that's how I kind of see the planetary landings folding out, and why David wants to hold it back. So instead of just having, you know, these massive rolling hills and landscapes that you see in some of these other tech demo type things, I've seen people have done all these like things that, oh, look what we can do with random generation and stuff to make an entire planet. And you know, a space engine was one of the ones that I think I demoed that on a stream, and a couple of other people have done some pretty cool little demos of things. I've lost him. Where did he go? There he is. He just disappeared. Just disappeared off my radar. Yeah, so there's these great little things that have done this procedural generation type stuff, and it looks great and everything, having the landscape, but you know, realistically, we're talking the 34th century this game is going to be set in. So yeah,
300s.
yeah, exactly. So any city that we do see is probably going to be huge, sprawling metropolises. You know, massive, great buildings and things like that. Particularly in the heavily populated systems.
And you say that, I don't want that to be the same on every planet. So like you go somewhere, say central core system, and like you're saying, you've got the big sprawling cities, and then you go outer system, say, and they've had a nuclear war and all the buildings are like a bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, within reason. I mean, I can also imagine, like, you know, like distant industrial complexes on planets with no atmosphere, for example. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stacks with various fumes coming out of the top of them in big buildings, big factory settings and stuff like that. And you know, fairly simplistic in comparison to some of the heavily populated planets, but at the same time, you know, you're still going to see a lot more detail than just a couple of rolling hills. So you know, I think that variation is going to be the key thing there, and I'm kind of hoping that we do see a lot more detail than what we normally see. But you know, going back to that example I was just saying of like a city type situation, you know, I can imagine having these, you know, huge buildings and lots of detail and stuff you can see, and you know, even if we can't necessarily interact with it from the get-go, just having it there so it looks like a living, breathing, populated city, I think is going to be the key thing, and I think that's why David wants to hold it back and you know, get all that right first. You know, make it believable before you just kind of just slap in the graphical facade, and that's kind of what annoys me with a lot of games actually, is you see like these fantastic environments and you know, all these buildings and things like that, and then you like, you know, half the doors won't open, and you know, half of the buildings are just hollow and empty, and there's nothing really in them. That's something where procedural generation, I think, is really going to be able to shine. Is we're going to be able to have, you know, every single building could potentially be populated with something, even if it's, you know, fairly similar building sets and things like that. You know, we're still going to be able to have all that, you know, fantastic variation and detail and stuff that you just can't get with current games. Oh, let me See, I can't-
Mozzie Sid comments that he sees Elite as a very British game.
Yeah, I have kind of got that sense from the things that we've seen already. You know, it's that very.
I'm going to throw a curveball in for Mozzie Sid now. Does he realise that the Grand Theft Auto series, that's Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and all the ones basically since number 3, Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh no, actually, all of them. Yeah, carry on. All of them.
No, not all of them, because not Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2.
Yes, they
but
were.
Since 3 were all made by a British company called Rockstar, who are based up in Scotland.
But I'll add to that as well. Do you know who Rockstar were beforehand?
I think I heard this, but I forgot.
Yeah, they were originally DMA Design, which were the guys that made Lemmings 2 on the Amiga. I think they made the earlier ones as well, actually. But yeah, that really did surprise me for them.
They didn't make the first two, Grand Theft Auto 1 and Grand Theft Auto 2. They bought out the IP.
Oh right.
So that they could make Grand Theft Auto 3, but they didn't make the first two.
Oh, I thought I was pretty sure they did actually.
No.
Oh right. No, it's it is. You kind of get that American feel from it, so you kind of think, oh, it's American, but no, it's never an American game. No.
It surprised me when I found out Rockstar was British, because I could have sworn it was an American company. Yeah. They have offices in America.
Yes, they do.
Like Frontier have an office over in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on Canada.
Blame Canada.
Did you know they banned Marmite?
Really?
Yes. They banned Marmite, Lucozade, Ovaltine, Iron Brew. There's about 6 things they banned because of this colouring additive called Conchimia 4R.
Oh, dear God.
That's not allowed in Canada because Bovril, that was another thing. Because it contains this additive, this colouring, they've stopped import going over there, because it's like British foods, so you have a shop over there selling British foods.
Yeah.
And what bugs me about it is that they're doing it now.
Yeah, it's been that way for years, and we better ban it now. We've suddenly decided some random thing is bad. Okay, everything is bad for you. Get over it.
And the company that make Iron Brew make a Canadian version of Iron Brew without this banned substance in it.
Oh my God.
And they've still stopped the import of Iron Brew going through.
Oh, dear. You got to wonder with these things.
Sorry, what were we talking about before I diverted off about Canada? Oh, Rockstar, yes.
Yes.
They have an office over in America.
Yes.
Just like Frontier have an office over in Canada.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of places like that. I think it's Rockstar North up in Edinburgh, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I know about that because my cousin's going for a job there. Best of luck to him as well. I hope he does get in. He deserves it. But no, it's Rockstar North up in Edinburgh, but they do actually have a couple of other ones. But I'm not sure if it's some of the other, like the American offices worked on something like one of the Vice City ones or one of the expansions or something. I can't remember. But I think they did spread some of it around at one point. But no, it is surprising with a lot of these things like that. People don't realise a lot of things being built in countries like the UK. And I think the games industry is actually quite large in the UK by all means.
When you say large, I think there's like 2 or 3 big companies. Like Frontier's a big company and Rockstar's a big company, and then there's lots of small indie developers.
Yeah, exactly. But then, I mean, you listen to some of the things that were said just recently by, I think, was it David Braden? I think it might have been in one of his tweets, actually. I was reading this the other day, but there was some comments off him about how, technically, Frontier are still indie when you think about it. They're publishing their own games, they're developing their own games. So in that respect, they are indie. You know, they can do what they want to do as a studio rather than relying on what a publisher tells them, or you know, stakeholders or whatever telling them they have to do. So you know, it depends on what your definition of indie is. I mean, if it's like, you know, a small group, you know, of people working in their bedrooms type indie, then well, yeah, of course they're not that. They're quite a large company now. But yeah, you really kind of have to stretch that definition, what that means to be indie.
Well, you say that, but then again, Frontier developments take contracts from Microsoft and Nintendo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they still do things like that, and you kind of, you know, you have to pay the rent at the end of the day. So you know, if that's if that's a way of doing it, then that's what you got to do.
I wasn't saying it was wrong.
No. But yeah, they still do things like that as well. So it is, you know, it's a fine line. It's like where do you say like you're not indie anymore? I am about to get my backside handed to me. Where's the rem lock? Oh dear, never mind. But yeah,
I think the difference between Frontier and maybe some of the other games companies in Britain is that Frontier make lots of games, whereas you have Rockstar, for example, make one game.
Yeah, and they spend
Ubisoft make one game.
Yeah, and a heck of a long time doing it as well. They
took a long time making Grand Theft Auto 5, but then look how much money they made in one day.
Yeah, I think they more than paid for it. And you know, at the end of that, but you've got to do that sort of thing. Really, you've got to build what your fans want, sort of thing. And you know, in all fairness to them, they took virtually a large chunk of the profits from GTA 4 and dunked it into GTA 5. So you know, that shows dedication. They're not just milking it for every penny. You know, they are spending a heck of a lot of money on the franchise to keep progressing it. You know, and as much as, you know, people do kind of put them down for a lot of things, they are advancing the state of the art on a lot of areas like that. And you know, the way they're pushing what can be done and what's expected. And as much as I don't really agree with the kind of setting of GTA, and that kind of like environment doesn't appeal to me, and some of the story things I think are a bit kind of gruesome and too much. I really do appreciate what they've done with the technology and how they've managed to make it, you know, really kind of realistic and involving scenario. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's. I like to make the distinction. One of the things that annoys me in games is that everyone says, "Oh, they've made it more realistic." It's like, I don't want realistic. Realistic is the wrong term. I like to say believable. You know, you can have a world which is cutesy and cartoony and still be really believable. You know, if you've got like little people going about in their shops, and you know, they look like they're actually going from the market to the shop, and they've got a purpose and a task, and they're doing something, that world becomes believable. Do you know what I mean? It's much more than just saying it's realistic. You know, it's like saying it's realistic that everyone immediately goes to graphics, and it's like, what does it look like? Does it look like photo real? Oh, you know, does it do this and does it do that and all that sort of thing? And I think that's just the wrong way to look at it. That's why I prefer to say believable. The prisoners escape from the brig once more. Really need to get a warden on that. Oh, he's taken out my wingman! Damn you! I will avenge your death. This is going to be so much fun when there's other people on the end of the line. No, alien! Oh no, go this way. See, I would like to see proper
It's
voice
going to
chat.
be interesting when I finally do get to join in.
Absolutely.
And we're doing the multiplayer, because I won't be watching you streaming like I am now. You'll be streaming.
Yeah.
You'll be streaming what you're playing, but I won't be watching what you're streaming. I'll be playing it myself.
Yeah, exactly. Be shouting at me.
I might be talking to you like I'm talking to you now, but I'll be watching my ship and what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping by that time I will have an extra screen, so I'll be able to keep an eye on the chat myself. Although I'll have to keep the Rift off like now. But yeah, definitely no. That's going to be very interesting doing that. especially when you're screaming at me. And I was like, no, 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 look at the one. You've just hit another one. Oh dear. You know.
Crash, get him! Get him!
Good.
He's on my tail. I can't shake him off. Get him
Like-
up. Never mind.
No, right, no, he just hit an asteroid. Don't worry. No, that's going to be great fun. I can't wait for that. And I've mentioned it before, but I've been chatting to our very own one Vigor about possibly doing
Igor!
Vigor! Damn you, Vigor! About doing some some head-to-head stuff.
No,
as soon-
I don't
as soon as
think
we
he really understands the whole Igor thing. I honestly
No.
don't think he fully gets that.
No. Oh, I still love that.
Because when I hear Igor now, I think of the Igor from the Discworld books.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because Igor talks a bit like that, yes, master. But Igor in the Discworld books has parts of his body that have been handed down through the generations of Igors.
Brilliant.
You
I
have
was
your
just-
father's nose. Yes, I do.
Excellent. Oh, it's just like that just made me think then of was it Son of Frankenstein or something? What was the comedy one? Oh, I can't remember which one it was now, but it was a great one like that.
I have no idea what you're on about.
No, I'm waffling randomly now, randomly waffling.
But yeah, anyway, you talking about Igor? You're gonna have Igor, or you talk to Igor?
Yeah. Hopefully,
Here's me saying, calling him Igor. Sorry, it's Vigor. You were talking to Vigor.
Vigor. Yeah, I've been chatting to him about maybe when the alpha multiplayer is released next week, maybe we can do a bit of a side-by-side stream. And you know, I don't honestly at the moment we don't know how matchmaking is going to work, if we're going to be able to choose who we can play with, or anything like that. So it's all a bit speculative at the moment. We're not really sure what's gonna work, but hopefully if we can find each other in the multiplayer part of the alpha, then we can have our streams running side by side and people can have two camera views, so to speak, of all the action. You can see how many times he's going to kill me, which is probably going to be representative of exactly how my gameplay is going to be when the full game is released, because I will admit I'm not a particularly combat orientated person. I'd never used to play combat a lot in the earlier prequels. I was more of a trader and an explorer, and I enjoyed that side of things. So
Yeah.
you know, I think I'm going to get my backside handed to me by a lot of the younger generation that are going to be enjoying the game as well. But hey, that's all part of the fun. Come on, catch up with you.
It'd be funny if, while playing it, you identify yourself. No, it's me, Kerrash from the forums. in the hope that by identifying yourself as a real person, the other person will go, "Oh, Kerrash, yeah, I watched your stream. Yeah, don't worry, I won't kill you."
Yeah, then they shoot me in the back, you know.
If you identify yourself like that in the hope that the other player won't kill you, and then you go, "It's me, Kerrash from forums. I do a stream," and someone goes, "Ah, Kerrash, yes, I've been meaning to kill you."
Oh yes, him, yes. Yeah, I think that is the worry, really, is kind of painting a target on my back. But hey, you know, if I don't want to get shot at, I can always just go offline, can't I? And carry on playing single player. Or just pick a very select group of people which I know aren't going to shoot me. Which is going to be myself, Shorty, and like 3 others. I think that'll be it.
I don't know how I'm going to do it now, to be honest with you, because, I mean, I want to try the all group, but I'll probably end up playing solo player online.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be my preference as well. As I'm just going to hopefully bump into a few other casual players that are going to be friendly. I mean, I don't mind having the odd battle with other players, that doesn't bother me, but I think being constantly bombarded and in a competitive environment, it's just, I'm not interested in that anymore. You know, I've played a lot of games like that, but you know, that's just not my thing anymore. I'm just not really into that. So
Because what'll annoy me is you just go in, say, doing a milk run from A to B, and you'll have people come along and they'll all they're interested in is combat with people, and then they'll see you and they'll pick on you for a fight.
Mm, mm.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's you both playing the game with two different objectives.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like I don't like this whole online thing in that respect, because it's like I just want to be left alone in some cases. You know, it's like I don't mind playing with people I know and I'm friendly with. Yeah, that's fine. But you know, kind of that kind of like that uncertainty of who you're going to bump into, what are they going to be like? You know, are they going to be a complete jerk and destroy your gameplay experience, or you know? But there's always that hope, that kind of like the little bit of hope that that person you bump into is actually friendly, and you know they do help you out, and maybe you end up adding them to your contact list, and you know that's a great thing. I mean, that happened to me in the early days of World of Warcraft. I kind of bumped into a few people, and they were actually friendly. They weren't just trying to troll me, and that was fantastic experience. That really did set in stone for me how great that kind of MMO environment could be. I really did, you know, see then it's like, yeah, this is the sort of thing they were getting at back at the in the late 80s and the early 90s. But you know, this kind of VR and these experiences you can have, and when you look at things like I don't know if you've read the book Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. Have you read that book?
Nope, sorry.
Oh, it's a great book. It's all about a kind of futuristic setting, but you know, obviously it was written quite a while ago now, so it was using those kind of like cliched kind of ideas of VR, being this helmet you put on him. We're just kind of getting to that now with the things like the Rift and all. But yeah, he set a lot of kind of ideas in motion about how there would be this kind of like a virtual reality version of the internet, this metaverse where everyone could like log in and bump into each other and meet each other and that sort of thing. And you know, that first time when I played WoW, and it was a nice friendly experience rather than what I'd been used to on Quake and, you know, competitive just shooting everyone sort of experience, it really did kind of set that much like Second Life, that sort of thing, where it's like, you know, it's a complete different way of thinking. It's an experience which you can enjoy. It's not just like some action thing that you're used to in games, and I think that's a great distinction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just watching you trying to avoid getting involved in this battle.
Yeah, it's gonna fail in about 30 seconds. I think someone shot me. Oh, boom ski. Ah, well, never mind. Never mind. I think on that note, actually, we're coming up to an hour and a half. It might we take a short break, and I think it might even be worthwhile if we look at because I've demoed the Rift and everything there, which is what everyone was asking me to do with my ugly webcam face. I'm not sure whether we should pop back and see where I was on Kerbal Space Program after. What do you reckon, Alien?
If you want to.
Yeah, it might be just to change things up a little. I'll have to do that. So I'll take a short break. I will just.
This might be different next week.
Oh, next week you're not going to be able to stop me. You're not going to get me off Elite Dangerous. As soon as we got that multiplayer on there, I'm just going to be playing it and playing it and playing it. So there we go. So yeah, so I'm going to take a short break. Everyone can go grab a drink if they want to, and we'll carry on with something else shortly. See you in a minute.